You are listening to the Milan Weekly Podcast, the English voice of Radio Rossonera and Milan fans all over the world.
Sensational from him. Rafael Leao produces a moment of utter magic.
Teo Hernandez al gol! Teo Hernandez! Ancora lui! Una meraviglia! Ibrahimovic! Zlatan Ibrahimovic! Fuori classe assoluto!
Buonasera, everybody. Thanks for your patience. And gotta love those war drums there, Steve. But I believe that you have a correction to make from last week, that we got our bands mixed up there.
Yes, that's fellow Admidian's band, Senza Fina, rocking it. I'm gonna even share the screen, guys. This is crazy stuff. My terrible mistake.
It's okay. You've been forgiven. You've been forgiven because for the amount of errors I've made, right? Senza Fina.
Senza Fina. They have a digital album that you could purchase, guys. Fantastic stuff. All instrumental. We're not dealing with any diva singers. This is pure, good old music to listen to. Listen to it today. Fantastic. Jan and his band. Great stuff. Thank you, Jan. I apologize. I think we're done now.
There we go. So people have been waiting. So let's get her started here, Steve. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
There we go. Gotta give a shout out to our fans there. You gotta recognize Steve.
Today's the Ramon.
That's exactly one for the bad guy. Cari amici sportivi, welcome yet to another edition of the Milan Weekly Podcast. Here we talk everything Milan, from 13 penalty shots Milan, or was it 15 or anything like that, where the Mercato is over Milan, and where we're not professionals.
Nor do we pretend to be.
And welcome guys. Steve, how's my voice?
Very good. We tested before. Very good.
Presidente wanted us to test. Sorry for the audio quality in the last ones, and quite the snappy wear you got there, Steve. So
yes,
it came
sir.
from the boat. The boat has arrived there at the Montreal port.
Arrived.
And
my Milan Club Dublin jacket.
Very nice, very nice. You got tu capello.
Milan. Well, it's not from Milan Club Dublin, but it came from them. But it's AIMC hat.
Well, a hat and
membership card.
La tessera. So
it's
now
beautiful.
You're an official. Look at that.
Very nice, huh? A nice little text in the back that you guys won't be able to see. We got a T-shirt that you guys seen me wear already. So
nice.
Thank you very much, Milan Club Dublin. It's a pleasure. It's an honor.
And this is all stuff that you can get if you join their club, and you can take a look at their website. Milan Club, supporting Milan clubs, and that's fantastic stuff. But Steve, got a lot of stuff to go through. It's been quite the hectic week. But first I want to ask you, how was it today for you? What were you counting down? Were you looking at the newspapers? Were you? How was the last day of Mercato for you? Because I know you like to indulge in these Mercato news and it's not like it's going to finish, right? Because these rumors are going to start rampant as of what? Tomorrow?
No, maybe not tomorrow. They need to take a rest there, but in about 2 to 3 weeks time, we should start getting new rumors. But look, guys, it's not a secret. I do like the Mercato. I do like the last day. I find it very interesting. All the rumors that we've been listening to throughout the months that don't pan out. Those are the funniest ones, and the surprise ones that do pan out and do become a reality. So for me, I really like it, and watched it the whole day, listened to it, checked a couple of sites, but we'll get into it after for sure.
And Ricardo's saying hello from Trinidad. See, we even all the way in the Caribbean there, which I believe is a bit warmer than here, Steve. But yes, welcome from Trinidad. And Steve, let's go very quickly to what a hectic week. We had the game against Rio Avenue, which I know it was like last Thursday, but something that for me, I've never witnessed something like that. But quite the roller coaster. But the hope. We always say the hope is always there, but at this game was like, can this go? The soccer gods need to come our way once in a while. A lot of people complaining about the starting 11, but Steve, I was good on you, Pioli. What balls to come up with these youngsters? Not that he had much of a choice, but people were complaining about what they saw on the pitch. But very quickly, your feelings about the game and I believe that because they missed the plane, and that's why Frank Kessie couldn't play, because he ran from Portugal back to Milan. But very quickly, your thoughts on the game,
Guys. The game. I'm gonna just chalk it up as, you know what. Sometimes there is games that we will go through that will suffer like this. 24 penalty shots. That I don't want to do that every week. You have to just sometimes, and this one here, it's just because it's not bad luck, it's just being lucky right now. So we were very lucky. Did we deserve it? No, I'll be very honest with you. The first half looked good. The second half, it seems like they were already ready to get back on the plane and leave, and they forgot to play the second half and the first portion of the extra time. We got a gift from their central defender, and then penalty shots, guys. It is a guessing game for the keepers, and it was hard. And then when the keepers decide to take shots, we saw that Donnarumma will probably never take a penalty shot for Milan unless he has to. And the keeper from Rio Avenue,
same shot, right? Did you
carbon
notice?
copy, exactly. Carbon copy. And you know what? They got lucky as well. Donnarumma stopped one, and it ended up going in. And then the post take over, and we move on from there. But their goal, and I think sometimes I'm very negative, but for this one, you just put your hands on your head. You chalk it up as, you know what, the team went through something very difficult. Yes, it was Rio Avenue. It shouldn't have been that way, but it did, and they won, and we made it to the Europa League group stage. And we said it last week, right? For me, I'd like them to get out of Europa League, the group stage. I'd like them to go play some tough round of 16 and quarterfinal. But then I don't think our team is deep enough to go deeper than that.
And what a crazy coincidence. I believe I was reading on sports media said that this exact group was the exact group of the 2007 Champions League group stage. How crazy, how the stars are aligned there. I'm not saying we're winning the Europa League, but still, what a coincidence.
Yeah.
From Thursday, we go into Sunday at noon against Spezia. And, people... First half was, the first half. The only thing that I will say differently from this game, which I've noticed, Steve, was the Spezia didn't seem, like a team like this where we've said in the past, and you've said as well, is that they would come to San Siro not scared. We can take Milan. Spezia didn't look like they wanted to go for that win, and we didn't look good in the first half. A lot of but then again, look who was on the pitch, and might as well make these guys play now against these teams like Spezia, because look how many players were out. But you're feeling against, yes, we came out with those 3 goals. Leao with those 2 goals, just, poaching them in. And even, let's say, your general feelings on the Spezia game. In the end, very important 3 points.
3 points is all that counts right now, but the first half, guys, very, very sluggish, very sloppy. I get it. The Spezia team didn't come to win. They also lost their striker right away, which, just listening to the commentary, and I'm not going to pretend that I know who he was, is an important part. I think he has all their goals this year. This Spezia team went to Udine, and actually, I don't know if they went to Udine, but last week they beat Udine. So, I was expecting a tougher challenge, but I'm going to be very blunt and say that Spezia was just not very good.
They didn't look like they were playing to try to win. They were just trying to let's hope for the best kind of playing. I'll take the 3-0 win, right? And I prefer seeing the guys that he played against teams like Spezia. But in the end, Steve, we couldn't ask for more. And, 3 goals in the second half. When was the last time we scored 3 goals? And, against Juve to say. But still, we got to remain. We like to nitpick, obviously, because if not, we'll have nothing to talk about. But overall, happy with the performance?
No, not against Spezia. Not the first
Not,
half.
not the first half? How
No.
about
Someone,
Leao?
no, someone like Leao cannot come in and be a starter and want to be a starter and play the first half that he played. Everybody's gonna show me the goals that he scored, the tap-ins. Guys, against better teams, you're not getting those chances. And if you are, you're maybe getting one. The person who impressed me the most and I think changed the game completely, and I have to give him credit when it's time to give him credit. It's Hakan. Hakan, both against Rio Avenue and again against Spezia today, on Sunday, sorry, came in and really changed the game. Now, it's a good thing because he's playing well. He's involved in the goals. The bad thing is that we can't, and we're talking on the Milan Club Montreal chat, and me and Mehdi going back and forth, and I told him, Mehdi, we're gonna have to see Kessier and Benacer before before the game against Spezia ends, and I was right. I knew that was gonna happen.
No,
And I think that
definitely.
the players who played, like if you go Leao, just disappointing in the first half. To be very honest, I think he was out of position even. I don't think he belongs on the left, and I'm not sure where he belongs now. He looked better up front, but that of course is when Hakan came in and Kessie and Benacer were in, but just missing a bit of energy. To be very honest, with you, if I have to be critical, the 2 goals, yes, very happy for the 2 goals. But again, we're going to look at this short term, medium term, and long term. Short term, 2 goals, fantastic. Medium term, is he the backup to Zlatan? And will he accept that backup role? And
That's a very
long
good
term,
question from
is he the person who's going to replace Zlatan? If yes, he has a lot of work to do.
And we do have a week off now. We're gonna get through the questions because a lot of them are touching on our next game, derby on the 17th, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, in the chat. So we'll take we'll take the first questions from Patreon. And again, thank you to our 28 patrons there and supporting us. We truly appreciate it. Nathan saying Milan has become a team that keeps finding ways to win, but only one, Spezia, was somewhat solid. Hopefully, being able to add in Romagnoli and Ibra and an outside chance of Rebic, do you feel more optimistic about their chances to knock off some snakes? Milan Obsession asked me as a guest yesterday. I hopped on to her podcast and I gave it 60-40 chances. And I think it's pretty fair, Steve, that 60% chance to Inter, 40% chance to us. We haven't won. Yes, we always want to beat Inter. Let's not. But how many derbies have we won in the last 5-6 years? One? So
Not many.
yes, it's great to see the team like this and in good spirits. But look at Inter. Look at Inter, right? Are you the one freezing? Am I the
No,
one
it's
freezing?
you. It's you. You're freezing.
You're freezing up on me there, Steve. Guys, if you could let me know on the chats. Are you good?
It's you. You're freezing. You're freezing.
Me or you see? I'm freezing.
Yes.
Oh, well, all right. I don't know what the hell's going on there. But what do you, so to his question, do you think we have a chance, somewhat of a chance? What are the percentages you're giving for Milan's chances against Inter?
I don't want to give percentages, to be very honest with you. I want to give them, do they have a chance? And my answer to that is absolutely yes. We have a chance because the Derby is a special game in itself. It's outside the 18 wins in a row. It's outside the who's doing better at whatever time in the table. It's outside of results. It's the game that should be dealt with as a game. There's only 2 in the season, and those 2 teams will go at it, and they should go at it. Uh, for bragging rights, and not only that, and play a smart game, right? So Inter coming off the tie against Lazio, which I didn't, I watched, and to be very honest, I wasn't too impressed with Inter. But Milan has to come and has to play their game. And we saw the last time we suited up for a derby, we took a 3-0 lead or a 2-0 lead at halftime, and we blew that. So that can happen again. And I think the team has grown since that last Derby loss, and I think they know what the Derby means to us and to the fans and to them and to the city and to the team. And there's no percentages in the Derby. There's You show up and it's a game that's different from all the rest that you play, and you go out there and you leave everything for 90 minutes on that field. Vince is probably frozen, so please. Is Canada,
Very
all of
well
Canada,
said. Yeah,
freezing,
sorry guys, I
Lara?
don't know what the hell's going on with that. I'm actually, for me, working fine on my. We'll get through it. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on. Like to me, it says very strong connection, and I could see myself perfectly fine. President, I need another computer. Gio saying, hope all is well. Do you guys feel the international break came at the perfect time so we can have our best possible 11 for the Derby? See you on Saturday. Yes, we're gonna have a little special Patreon special on Saturday, but it is right. Very well, exactly at this time of the year we have, these 2 weeks of break. Does it fall? Does it fall in the right time, or did you want to continue on to this good streak, Steve?
I think it fell at the best time. The best time. We have just too many injuries to too many important pieces. I get the momentum and the win streak, but this again, I cannot repeat this for everybody who's the casual Milan fan or the diehard Milan fan. The Derby is the Derby because it's the Derby. It's a different game than any other game that they're going to play. So I want Milan's best 11. If we can't have our best 11, I want anything close to it. So a week more for Romagnoli to get well, hopefully Rebic to get well, and Ibra out of isolation and back with the team and training and on the pitch. Let's go. I want the best team out there.
I like this question because I'm sure it bothered a lot of people. But Nitin asking, hey guys, do you think more clubs will go the way of Napoli and abandon matches due to COVID? I think it happens too often. They might consider stopping the season. Now let's get this straight. It was not Napoli's decision, Steve. I believe that it was Il Comune because it was two cases because of the fact that they played against Genoa. I don't know
I'm
if you
so
read
fed
this.
up of hearing this. I'm so fed up of hearing it. Guys, I don't care if it's Napoli. I don't care if it's Juve. I don't care. This is a Serie A decision that had to be made. It was not made. It's again Serie A, the old dinosaurs, afraid to make a decision. People are going to say, oh, but Napoli could have played. They just were going to miss two players. Guys, this is not two players that got injured and can play. These are two players that are potentially carrying a virus that the global economy has been crushed by for the past 6 months. Guys, I get why they didn't want to travel. I get why the Comuna didn't want to make them travel. Is it the right decision? Guys, I don't know. But someone at Serie A had to step in and say, what's the problem? You guys have two? Look, there's no fans. I've heard people come to me and say, you know what? Why didn't they flip the game? If Juve could travel, make Juve travel to Napoli. But guys, then we're bringing Juventus to Napoli where they've had these cases. It's not gonna happen. But guys, please, we're in the year, Serie A, please, we're in the year 2020. We're the only league, if I'm
It,
not
it,
mistaken, we're the only league, if I'm not mistaken, who's had a game forfeited because of two COVID cases. This is embarrassing. It's embarrassing to see the comments on YouTube, and my team is not even involved. If my team would be involved, I would still be embarrassed. I would be really pissed off at the league, and I don't blame the Napoli fans. The Juve fans, hey,
I,
look, it's 3-0 for them. So would they have been more or less angry if the roles would be reversed? 100%, yes. That's why this has to be a league. It has to be league rules.
I think what the problematic was is that you've had teams like us that had a couple of COVID cases and we still played on and people jumping to conclusions about why did Napoli. Like I was trying to read up, but it's so confusing because you have so many different types of stories there. But in the end, hopefully they just put games to a later date and not cancel the season. That's what
It was
we're all
done.
hoping.
It
But it
was
was a
done.
fiasco.
It was done. It was done. It was done the same weekend. There was a player in the NFL, Cam Newton, with the New England Patriots. He tested positive for COVID-19. They moved the game from Sunday to Monday night. They did all their tests. They got all their negative results. They made sure that it was safe for the players, and they played the game. But that's the league that made that decision. The league stood up and did that. Not
Yeah.
Napoli, not Juventus, not New England, not the Carolina, not the New England Patriots, not the Kansas City Chiefs. It was the league, NFL. We went to we did the same mistake. We wanted to implement VAR. We implemented VAR. We did not take the best from the people that were using it the longest. We did it again. We did it again. Serie A did it again. And
And
Lenny, I
seems
read
like
Lenny's thing.
even Lenny calling them the prehistoric Lega's fault.
No, but you know what,
Yeah,
Vinny? It's
no, he's
it's
saying
it's
like
it's
there's no way the game should
infuriating.
have been played at all.
And Lenny is a Juventino, and I know that he's a normal Juventino. But if you read the stupidity that's out there on the internet and on Twitter, it's just
Yeah,
ridiculous, guys. This is not a hamstring. This is not a broken leg. This is not chicken pox, guys. This is COVID 19. It's a global pandemic. Italy was one of the hardest hit countries in the world, and we're fucking around with this bullshit because the league is full of dinosaurs and old men who are scared to piss off anybody. So what they do is they just let things happen. They let things simmer. And let's see, maybe Napoli is not gonna get mad that they're gonna forfeit this fucking game. That's what they thought. But you know what? They're fucking pissed, and I don't blame them to be pissed.
I love Stevie when he gets mad. And I know Tim's question. I know a lot of us ask the same questions on Twitter, but he's asking, what do you think are best and worst signings from this past Mercato madness? I was trying to think, Steve, of a worst signing. What would be your take on that? Who was our worst signing?
From this Mercado?
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at let's try to open this picture, yeah?
Open the picture, Steve. You could do it. You could do it, guys. Again, apologize for internet. On me, this looks perfectly fine, but
Your
I
internet
think,
sucks.
but I don't understand. Like everything else works perfectly fine. All right,
So you
what
see
kind
my
of picture you
screen.
got?
So,
So
our
what do you got there, Steve?
Mercato in, Brahim Diaz, Sandro Tonali, Chifrion Tiramisu, Esteban Hug, and Diego
Who?
Dalut. Diego Dalut.
Dalo?
Out. Biglia, Bonaventura, Giacomo Mio. Milan, Milan Club Philly, Vice President, Rodriguez. Giuseppe Perena, and Lucas Paqueta. Look,
Eh,
so far, and I'm just gonna go by what I've seen on the field, and he's intriguing, and it's not the best signing, but if I go with just just Fantasia, Brahim Diaz looks like something very, very special. We won't be able to keep him, but he looks like something special.
and what would you put as worst? Like, or the worst of the best? And by the way, Angie loves your comment of vice presidente of Milan Club Philly. But Tiramisu, we haven't seen him play, right? Hoj, we saw him. Hoj, we saw him play a
Yeah.
little bit at the last game. But
Look, to Tim,
thank you, AC Milan.
it's very, very hard to say who's going to be your worst, right? And
Yeah.
because you want to see all these players play. And now, Tiramisu, Tatarusasu, I don't know if he's going to play, but I would say that's the most gambler style signing that we've made. Like I know he's played in Serie A before, but if you lose Gigio Donnarumma, not only are we in the shit, but can this guy stick himself in between those two posts, make some saves, and weather the storm? I'm not 100% sure about that. So he's the one who scares me. The other ones, Tonali, huge upside. Hogue, huge upside. Dalot, from what I've read, and Jan from Milan Club Montreal, talking to his Portuguese friends, say that, you know what, Mourinho once called him the next Cancelo. I don't know. It's very hard, guys. It's very hard to say that
And
the
Steve, no option to buy whatsoever. That was Manchester United putting that. There's got to be a
no.
reason. There's got to be a reason for that, right? So no. So we'll see. We'll see a goal. But best signing so far,
Who
like
gave us
just
this
because
picture?
we
Who
know
gave
what
us
he's
this
capable.
picture?
Who gave us this picture? Who was it?
Milanismo.
We got to give credit, Steve.
Milanismo.it. Thank you. Milanismo.it.
We got to give credit where credit is due. Give him that. But so far, on paper, our best signing would have to be Tonali. On the pitch, would you say Diaz? I don't think we could go wrong with because what we've seen, right? We haven't seen that much of Tonali.
It's what we've seen, and not only that, there. Look, we don't. We're gonna talk about the Mercato, guys. I have my own comments and my own opinion about the Mercato. It's very hard to say who's the one. You
Well,
know,
let's.
a lot of people are praying that Brahim Diaz, after he finishes this loan, will magically want to stay at at Milan. I don't know. And then how much you're gonna have to pay for him? So we're gonna have to see.
You know what? All these questions about the Mercato, so I can't wait to get your comments. Maybe I'll be able to put one in there, but I love when you get riled up. And Ciccio from Serie A, sit down. I think he knows how to push your buttons, Steve, because his question. Well, his common question is like, most excited about Hoj. He'll need time to acclimate, but I like the skill set and I like the movement, always wanting the ball and getting in position for it. P.S. Steve, Gabia is a good young defender. Start accepting it. That's what
Yeah,
that's what was
start
his message
accepting it
to you.
because I sat in on his Serie A sit down with Kumbaracic, and he magically thinks that Gabbia is going to take us to the promised land while we're waiting for our center backs to get back. And this closing of the Mercato, Milan failed at one of the things that they had to address the most, and what we said multiple times here: huge risk by not signing another center back. Yes, we're going to have to get used to Gabbia. Gabbia got schooled by Spezia, Crotone, Rio Avenue, Shamrock Rovers, Frankie. Let that sit. Shamrock Rovers, the Norwegian team. We're going to add the
Got a point.
Norwegian team there too. Crotone, Spezia, and Rio Avenue. We have some serious problems, guys, if someone gets hurt. Some serious problems.
Um, Dave and the first lady asking, which new signing are you most excited about? We answered that on that one, but most exciting, still go with Diaz, Steve, from what you've seen.
I have to go with Diaz. He's the one who showed me a bit
I don't
more
know if you heard me.
flair. I heard you. I heard you. Your
I can.
internet's lagging, so I'm trying to make sure that I answer the question in time and give you time to ask another question. Brahim Diaz is the one that intrigues me the most, guys. And Tonali, it's not that he intrigues me the most, but Tonali is the one, guys, that he has so much to prove. There's a lot of pressure on the kid. There's a lot of things that need to go well for him to integrate into Milan. And we saw this week against Spezia, we saw some good things from Tonali, and we saw some head scratchers, man. We said like, wow. I said to myself, wow, that he should not be making that pass.
100%. And Steve, I'm gonna try something from my cell phone. I want you to maybe take over and talk about this little poll that you made on Twitter. Is it still lagging? I'm gonna try to log in from my cell phone. If you want to talk about this, you were asking to rate on an A, B, C, D. I'll be right back.
Yeah, so while Vinny goes and tries to fix his internet connection, I sent out something to everybody. Of course, ask us the question hashtag. ask Vinny and Steve. And basically, guys, I wanted you guys to rate the Mercato that Milan had, A, B, C, or D. A being the best, and F, of course, A, B, C, D, and F. F being failure. So for me, I'll talk about my grading, and I'll tell you why. So for me, guys, mine was a C, and I'll tell you why C. So C, I like the way Maldini and team started the Mercato, going out and securing the central midfield role that we wanted. Tonali, young, Italian. Did we pay a bit too much? Maybe we did, but we paid for the upside. We paid for the future of Milan. A- and I think that was a great move, especially it added a little bit of sauce, ripping him away from Inter. But it remains to behold what he brings to us. Then, guys, I like the Brahim Diaz move, and I said it from the beginning. I would take everybody's scraps, everybody's fringe players from other teams like Real Madrid, Manchester United, the Manchester City. Give me them all as long as they take me to the Champions League. And I think that the the dry loan of Brahim Diaz at that time, I was like, you know what? Okay, I get it. I like it. It's something that's interesting. Why not? Then we got into hey, now we're gonna sign a backup keeper. And again, like I said before, I have nothing against the keeper. I just think that it's a huge gamble of having a backup keeper who hasn't played in Serie A for the longest time. Yes, he seems to be experienced. Again, he did play in Serie A long time ago, but can he hold the fort if Giorgio Donnarumma goes down? I'm not 100% sure, but I don't want to pay Peperina money for a backup. That's just something that we don't want right now. So uh, then Hoj, huge, again, a lot of upside. We saw him in the game against the Norwegian team. I'm not going to pretend that I knew him. I did not know anything about this guy. He did look dynamic. He did look interesting. I think it's an interesting signing. And then Dalo at the end, guys. It's again another dry loan, right? So uh, I'm just really pissed off, and being on a couple, just listening to a couple of live podcasts today with Milan Non Evoluto, and having them and talking about them, and I think it's a general consensus. We were just linked to so many center backs because we knew that was a huge risk. That, guys, coming out of this window, not having that center back, it really affected my grading on the Mercato, because we were interested in Milinkovic. Uh, Fiorentina wanted too much. Then we moved on, the Tobiasu, the one from Bologna, Ayer from Celtic, and so on and so forth. Then at the end, we started to hear loan moves for Rudiger, or Kabak from Schalke. So many names that we were linked to, and we did not get anybody in the end.
Can you?
I think Vinny's back.
Am I back? Can you hear me? Can you hear me good?
Yes, I don't hear you good, but we're gonna have to do with this.
Hold on. Let me try something else here. Let me.
You're frozen again. Back to my my grading of the Mercato, and of course, guys, it's tough. It's tough because we have to be realistic. And I know I got lost in this a bit. We have to be realistic that Milan didn't have that money to address every single position that we needed help at. Right, so we were missing. We were missing at striker. We were missing. We needed some help on the right wing. We needed help at the right back position. We needed help at central defense if with the injuries, and we wanted to get rid of some dead weight. I think in the dead weight department, we got rid of what we needed to get rid of. There was a couple more. To be very honest, I would have liked to see Duarte take move on to another team. But in the end, I think we did not accomplish what Maldini started so strongly with, and it's addressing the weak spots that Milan had.
I had to switch it back up because Dave's vertical was coming on there. Hope it's a lot better now. I know you're listening to. You were talking about these different gratings, and I don't know if I caught you.
Try
Were you
to cut
surprised
your
about people
video.
saying that they gave it? Some of them gave it a B rating. Mostly said C.
Yeah, try to cut your video. Try to cut your video.
Stop.
And Vinny's gone again. Vinny's gone again. So yeah, I was surprised that some.
I don't know how to cut the video.
I was surprised that some people gave it a B. Uh, I just didn't think we did enough, guys. And you know what? Listening to Milanista Non Evoluto, he did bring up some good points. And he had Raffaele Greco on. He seems to be a math wizard and fantastic with numbers. And Raffaele did bring up some good points. He's like, guys, we have Kessie to renew. We have Chanalobulu to renew. We have Gigio Donnarumma to renew. This all plays a factor in the Mercato, and it's something that I'll be very honest, I didn't think of, right? And we have to add that stuff too to this Mercato, where Ibrahimovic was signed again. We didn't take him on from any team, but we did keep him. Rebic, we solved that situation with Rebic, and Rebic ends up staying with Milan, and Silva ends up staying at Frankfurt. In the end, though, I take those into consideration. But if Milan needs to take that next step from where we are, finishing 7-6, getting to fourth, I just don't think we did enough. Vinny, are you back?
I don't know if it's working. I'm hearing myself in double. Anyways, guys, I really apologize. Am I freezing, Steve?
No, you're not freezing now.
All right, so let me try to take the other Vinny out. Try to do from over there, but let's. Oh man, sorry about this, guys. This is like extremely frustrating, and I'm sorry about this. I don't understand. Like I just made it better connection next to me, and then this is what's happening here. But Steve, if I go back to some of the questions from the Twitterverse, you were talking. Sorry, just catch me up where you were at.
No, just finished off the ratings for Mercato there. For mine was C, and you're gonna read off some of the other people's Mercato.
All right. I'm just trying to load back up Twitter on here. Thanks, Dave. No, it's just it's extremely frustrating when everything goes well, and every time I try to do something better, like when it was the mic, Presidente for a month he's called me. Now I take the Wi-Fi extender, I put it right next to the table. It says super strong, and this is what's got to happen. Anyways, let's go to Twitter from over here, and Zvanko says. Do any of you know if season tickets were sold for the 2021 season? And in case, how many? How that worked, or considering circumstances, season tickets were not sold at all for 2021. I know the 2019, 2020 were reimbursed. I like how Zwanko thinks we have an inside plug at the Milan, but I know Colin was talking to us about the different. I don't think that they were sold, Steve, if I'm not mistaken, or they were auto renewed, but maybe credits to be giving at the end of the season. I'm not sure.
Don't know.
Not knowing on that one. Sorry, Zvanko. Gigi La Patate was saying, for me it was a B. If you do B every window, you achieve consistency. He was talking about, what you were talking there before.
But what B's do we do every window?
No, he says, for me, B, if you do B every window, you achieve consistency. So maybe this is his first B. But he says, do you think the Paquetá flop deal would hinder Milan in making future purchases in Brazil and perhaps South America? That's when was the last time, Steve, we got somebody from South America that was actually pretty good?
if we're going back, Ronaldinho, but he was already established, right? So we haven't had too much luck, and that's been the knock on Milan, where we think that every purchase from Brazil is going to be a Kaká. That's not going to happen, right? And if we start going back to South America, it has to be like heavily invested in someone. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, for Milan, it's Serginho who's doing that type of recruiting there. But there's a lot, right? There's a lot of a lot of hype on Brazilians. When they come here, they're overpriced. They can't acclimate to Italy. They have trouble. They have trouble with the language. And I'm not saying Paqueta. I'm just saying in general, right? I see down here Pato. Look, I saw Pato play at the U21 World Cup. It was something at the U20 World Cup here in Canada. It was something out of this world.
No, that I agree with you on that one. And saying Lenny's saying that it was a Tonali alone and re-signing Ibra was an A. That's coming from our friend Lenny from Chicago. But a lot of C's, Steve. A lot of them agreeing with you. What else? Questions here. A lot of the comments are from the. Next time, do a poll, Steve. You know how you do those polls, like click
No
A,
polls
click
for
B,
me.
click C. I'm trying to go through all these questions, trying to figure out. Where is it? Where are you guys here? Simon Coletti. Hypothetically, if Romagnoli is fit for the derby, do you start him in his first game back from injury in one of the biggest games of the season, or do you stick with the Gabbia Kajar? That is a good question, Steve.
I want my best
start him.
starting lineup. If he's not 100%, he's not gonna start.
So what if he is?
If he is, he has to start.
He's got to start, right? You can't put Gabbia against the Inter.
No.
You gotta trust him, even if he's taking those two.
Yeah.
What is
You're gonna trust him, but you're rolling the dice again. We didn't get a center back in the Mercato. If he gets hurt, the derby again is a different game.
You're 100% right. 100% right. What else do we have? Francis, is this the best you have felt about Milan's chances walking into a derby in the last 5 years? Although Milan has shown improvement, you have to consider that this is a potentially also Inter's best side in a long time. Can't wait to hear your opinion. Obviously, we like to take jabs at our snake friends, whether it be Francis or Nima. To his question of having a better feeling, yes. But the fact that Inter is better than what they were in the last 5 years is not helping that better feeling. And that's what we were discussing
You know
before,
what?
right?
He's saying that it's the best Inter squad that he's had in a long time. They look pretty shitty against Fiorentina. And they didn't look too convincing against Lazio. So, are they deeper than Milan? Sure. Do they have more talent on their starting 11? Sure. But if Milan could field their best starting 11, which I think they will not be able to, there's again, I don't want to say percentages, but there's a good, I feel good, just as good as I felt last year in the second derby, where we had nothing to lose. We just wanted to win the derby. We took a lead, and then we learned how to lose. That not even a 2-0 lead is safe.
No, I totally agree with you on that. And let's just hope that we do that performance like we did against Juve, right?
No. We're not hoping anymore. This is time to lay it down now.
Lay the smack down, Steve.
No, we're not laying no smackdown. We're not hoping or tiptoeing into the derby. I want to go into the derby. I want to get. Even, you know what? If we lose, if we draw, will I be disappointed? Yes. But leave me everything on the pitch. Leave me l'anima. Leave it there. If you give me that, I'm happy, and I think that's enough.
I'll go with that. To just come out full tutta forza. James Fricano saying, I'm seeing a lot of news online about signing young players to the Primavera team. I like the enthusiasm, but not sure these are true or that is the best money spent right now. My thought is we need to spend money that gets Milan back to the Champions League. it's a double-edged sword, no, Steve? Like, you got to spend money to make money. You're not gonna get, to get these experienced players. But so far, we've saved a lot. The last 3-4 years, where we spent a lot on players, did not come back to us in a positive way. And so far so good. Look at Sausage Maker. Look at and by the way, guys, does he have a Twitter account? We need to reach out to him. We need him with a plate of sausage or salad. Well, salad maker, because everybody seems to be calling that. But if this guy Hoj comes out good, maybe this is the formula: buying these diamonds in the rough, but not expecting to do Champions League with this kind of team.
Easy with the diamonds in the rough.
You know what I mean?
You're buying fringe players that are great substitutes, great fillers, great backups. But I agree with that comment. Milan needs to spend money in areas that will get them to the Champions League. You're rolling the dice on someone like Salchicha Maker and Hoj. You're rolling the dice because we have that financial restriction. We cannot go. I wish we could have went and we could have purchased Chiesa. That's my personal opinion. Want to fix the right hand side? You go get someone like that. But we didn't have that. We didn't have that luxury to spend that type of money. Would I have liked the center back? Sure, I would have liked the center back. We're gonna have to settle for Dalot.
I hear you. I hear you on that one. Let me try something else here. Oh.
Exactly, Larry. Larry has a great comment here, guys. While Vinny fixes his fucking crappy internet, let's shoot me some questions on the YouTube. The pitch should be stained with blue. Yes, Larry. That's the attitude that we want. That's the attitude.
Yetamo sangue, as they say.
Yeah.
Can you hear me good now? Am I still freezing before I take this computer and throw it
No.
outside?
No.
I'm no good?
No, I hear you. I hear you.
Okay. What else did we have here? Wow, we have a lot of mentions on Twitter. President, you gotta fix this up some way, somehow. Key players missing, arrested. Wow, this is a lot of mentions. I try to put notifications on the. Keep talking, Steve, while I figure this shit out here.
This is an interesting one from Dino. Can Dalot play on the left-hand side? It seems like he can play on the left-hand side, but I'm going to be lying to you, Dino, if I say that I'd seen enough of him play to say that he could be that Theo Hernandez backup. Because we just sent Laxalt, who was missing from, I think, that list, to Celtic on loan. So on the left-hand side, we're a little thin, right? I've seen the guys in the chat talk about maybe Conte or Calabria playing on the left-hand side. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. It's a gamble, right? We started this Mercato so strong, and then to fizzle out at the end and not address these areas of need is why they got a C from me, guys. I'll be very honest with you.
Zvanko is asking, it's often presumed regarding all sales made that money goes straight into the transfer budget. So if we have a budget of, say, 50 million and sell players of 20 million, same window, that total transfer budget is 70. But is that really true? I love Zvanko, these specific questions, and I think we should have Presidente to answer these kind of questions, but nobody really knows that formula,
That's
Steve.
absolutely not true.
No, I'm saying, no, I know, no, his question is that, people seem to...
No. People seem to think that also if you sell someone for 10, you have to only buy someone for 10. There's, and I was talking to it while you were off on Milanisto Non Evoluto at Alessandro Jacopone. I was listening today, and they had, his name is Raffaele Greco, and I'm going to repeat it again for you just because you missed it. He's a numbers guy, right? And please, I'm sorry if I don't know if he's an accountant or a scientist, but man, that was an interesting conversation. It was in Italian. But he was saying, people think that, you sell for 50, you could spend 50. It doesn't always work like that. There's amortization costs in there. There's a whole bunch of calculations that the people do. There's the cost of running the business that gets
The agent.
the agent fees. So there's a lot of things that come into play there. So if we save on salary and we think that we're going to take that money and we're going to drop it somewhere else, you have to leave it to the numbers, guys. It would be nice that if a team would say, look, we have this much X number of money to spend, and this is why, but they're not going to do that.
And there's people up there that are much smarter than you and I, Steve, and crunch these kind of numbers. And no, definitely, I'm with you that it's not 50 in, 50 out. I like this one, and I wanted to get your comments because I know you've been quite vocal on it. Paolo Eggs and Pancakes saying, now that the Mercato is over, do you think Chiesa made the right move? How do we feel, and how do we feel about our squad? Let's go with the Chiesa. Do you think he did the right move? I believe the final number was 50, Steve.
The
today?
final number is going to be 60.
60? Why do you say 60?
The final number is going to, because the final number is $2 million loan or $3 million loan this year, $7 million loan or $8 million loan, depending what who you read, next year. So that's a 2-year loan with the obligation to buy or option to buy if he meets certain criteria, game times, if Juve makes the Champions League, and goals scored and assists, plus bonuses, they get to 60. So everybody we're at 60 million. Now, I was really in it with Omar and the guys in Milan Club Montreal. Guys, you just need to. This is the way I look at the market, and this is my opinion. Did he make the right move? I think at this time in his career, I think he was already at Juventus, and I said this before. He was already at Juventus last year. I think he was already mentally he was already at Juventus. COVID and all this crap that came out, and I disagree with that. Everybody's saying Bernardeschi 2.0. Guys, it's different times. It's easy to say Bernardeschi 2.0. There are two completely different types of players.
Maybe he means it. Maybe he means it in a guy that's not going to get the starting role. Maybe he's going to come off the bench. And if he doesn't take his opportunity, Steve, he's going to be riding that bench.
Oh, he has to take the opportunity. But they've invested $60 million in this guy. They better give him the opportunity. He has to fit in that project. And you know what?
Bernardeschi cost him 40. Did it not cost him 40 at the time?
Yeah, but Bernardeschi didn't fit in their project. Didn't fit in what they wanted to do. They had,
you spend 40 million if he's not part of your project. I'm sorry, Steve. It doesn't make just the way they're saying that they're fucking
Bayern Munich does the same thing, Vinny. They just buy players. They just buy players from their opposition to weaken them, and so that Milan can get him and Inter can get him. You guys have to start thinking about it with your heads, not with your video controllers. It's $60 million for a young Italian who has a lot of upside, 10 goals, 6 assists last year, playing in a team that he obviously didn't want to play for. You're paying for the upside, and you're paying for the young Italian. They're gonna slot him in there. People are gonna say the Swedish guy plays on the right hand side. The Swedish guy is going, and I'm not gonna mispronounce his name because this just boils my blood. The Swedish guy, they're gonna move him up top next to Ronaldo, where Ronaldo wants him to play. Bernardeschi didn't have a Ronaldo. Bernardeschi had competition on that side. They have no one on the right hand side.
Okay, so let's segue into Concord's question. What if a mistake buying Tonali for 45 million and letting Chiesa go to Juve for 50? So counting on Castillejo as their starting right back, what would you have done if you could go back? Would you have spent the money on Tonali? Would you have spent the money on Chiesa?
You had to pick. I
would definitely go with Tonali. Yeah, why? Tonali, right? Because of the midfield.
So what?
We need another attacking player.
No, why do you need Tonali? You have
We've been talking about
midfield.
No?
Yeah, you have Benacer and Kessie. Why do you need Tonali? This is the Milan syndrome. Chiesa last week was God's gift to Milan. Chiesa was the best right winger. He's so fast. He shoots. He's aggressive. He plays defense. This week he goes to Juve and apparently he's not good anymore. He's going to be scrapped. He's going to be Bernardeschi 2.0. We don't know. I don't even know that. But if you compare apples to apples, we're not comparing apples to apples. Tonali and Chiesa are not apples to apples. Chiesa has experience. Tonali, guys, let's face it. He's come from Brescia.
This is going to be...
He's young. It's gonna, but Vinny, sometimes I have to tell you the way it is, and everybody has to hear it the way it is. Tonali and Chiesa are two different players. You cannot compare price, but you're paying the premium. We decided that we were going to pay the premium.
I'm not saying, Steve, I didn't, first of all,
your internet sucks.
I understand that. But what I'm trying to get at is, okay, you have...
You're chopping. It's not fun arguing with someone who chops.
Anyways.
What's your point then? You're with the rest of the Milan fans.
Like
you're with the rest of the Milan fans.
No, I'm not. I don't fucking say anything. What the hell did I say? What the hell? What?
You don't have an opinion.
Am I on fucking team? I don't have an opinion. I don't.
That's the problem.
But my question? What? But how is that a problem? You're trashing my opinion when I don't have one.
You would take Tonali, but you don't know why.
Because a guy like Tonali, first of all, we've been talking about midfield for years, right? So you bring in a guy like Tonali, it gives you an opportunity to go sell a Benacer in a couple of years for 60, 70 million and not take a hit.
Which FIFA are you playing? 2019? You're playing
FIFA 12. FIFA 12. I'm fucking having a cigarette. I'm fucking pissed off now.
That's some serious problems because you cannot sell right now. We just witnessed it. You cannot sell Benacer or Kessie. They are your midfield guys. They are your midfield. You don't have an argument. I'm sorry. You do not have an argument here. They're two different players. Juve decided to spend the premium on Federico Chiesa. What he's going to turn out to, we don't know. But don't tell me it's overpriced. Don't tell me it's the price. It's the market value. It's the value for a young
I didn't say he
Italian.
Was overpriced.
I'm just saying everybody else.
I didn't say he was overpriced.
Last week he wasn't overpriced. This week he's overpriced.
I said he was overpriced. Me.
I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking. Your internet is weak and fragile. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about what I've seen today.
All right.
Last week, when he was linked to Milan, he was not overpriced. This week, he's overpriced. Guys, we saw him in the national team. Now he's playing at Juve. He's scored 10 goals, 6 assists. He did not have Cristiano Ronaldo. He did not have a supporting cast the way he has now at Juve. Am I saying that he's going to be 100% an amazing player? No. But let's look at the transfer first.
I'll give you that much there. Guys, let's wrap it up because I'm definitely really pissed off in this fucking internet before I throw it out. Sorry for the swearing. Sorry for the smoking. I'm really having a bad night. Steve, let's go with the indigestion of the week. Anything that really got to you other than this Milan Twitter and the Milan Club?
Indigestion of the week is Serie A not having the balls to take a decision with the Napoli and Juve game, and all these people, or they're going after Napoli or they're going after Juve, when in reality they should be going after Serie A. That's my indigestion of the week.
I'm going to go with, didn't quite understand Inter Lazio, where Vidal is the one that pushed over Immobile. And I'm not saying he didn't merit a red card. He obviously played the fool there, but no VAR. And today, nothing saying that they're going to revisit it because I think understand that whole situation there. So
Ciro Immobile slapped Vidal in the face.
How about your Brioshki, Steve? Feel good moment of the week.
Feel good moment of the week is guys
like this.
Slapped him in the face. Can't raise your hands to the player's face. You're going to get a red card. That's Ciro Immobile. Ciro Immobile is the best player on Lazio, and he was stupid. And he deserved the red card. Why are you touching Arturo Vidal? Who the hell cares about Arturo Vidal?
All right. It still pissed me off they didn't review it because he still gave him a push before. Feel good moment, your Brioshki of the week.
Look, feel-good moment is Milan with 9 points. After all this stuff and all this shit and nitpicking, I'm gonna end it on a positive. We're in the group stage of Europa League, and we are 9 points, 0 goals conceded. That's my brioche of the week.
I'm gonna go with the same thing. Great feeling, great start to the season. It's been a while. It's been a while. We started this way. Yes, Frank, I'll take all the heat for this stupid internet. But let's close off with this one, and let me go drink myself to bed and think about what we're gonna do with this internet. But Steve, before we close, because we do have a closing video, but in the end, ovunque e sempre. We apologize, but
Forza Milan.
ciao, guys.